Hey guys, how's it going? Moni here. I am doing this as an added bonus for you raising your hand saying, yes, please, I want the Metabolic Boost Guide for busy women over 40, which includes my top 5 tips, the 5 tips that I did to lose 12 inches over the holidays. Yes, this was like my big aha, like with all the trial and error, all the research, all the education, all the studying. This is what was my breakthrough, and I'm sharing it here with you guys today. And I'm super pumped about this because it was really around this time, 5, 6 years ago, where it all really changed for me. And it was over the holidays. So I thought, besides the guide, which I tried to keep super simple and actionable, that we would go through it step by step with me. So I'm going to be your online coach. This is like what I do with my clients for the next 20 minutes or so, where we go through each of these 5 tips and I give you a little bit more explanation so you have clarity so you can take action. So at the end of this, make sure that you PM me back and let me know. And I'll also be following up with you and let me know, did this make sense? Was it clear to you? What questions do you have? We want to keep things simple. Simple can still mean getting your goals. It doesn't have to be super overwhelming, okay? So with that said, let's dive in. Again, we're going to go over 5 key steps so you can take action. And guys, this doesn't involve willpower or deprivation or another 30-day challenge or anything like that, okay? I have my notes here if you see me scrolling along. What it really comes down to is you doing simple things like how I explained how I changed that one thing. I nutrition paired my breakfast to set the stage so I can fire my metabolism, which means losing fluff naturally, stable energy, reconnecting my body, all the goals that the majority of us here in the Mojo Moni community want. And I did that for the whole day. And just naturally, because your body wants to be that machine, it wants to be in balance, right? But here's the thing. A lot of us in our 40s feel that we can just push through, right? Work out harder, eat cleaner, do all the things that Dr. Google says, when really our metabolism hormones, remember that insulin, cortisol seesaw that we focus so much on, really will make us hit a wall. That's what happened to me anyways, and that's what I'm going to help guide you through, because we have to get those metabolism and fat storage hormones in check. And I know, like I've said over and over again, the information out there can be super confusing. So this is why I've laid it out to 5 simple, actionable tips that you can take. So let's start with number 1. Hopefully you have your water with you too. Number 1, like I mentioned in the Facebook post, was breakfast. Okay. And what specifically we can do at breakfast time to make sure that we are nutrition pairing the right macros, our protein, fats, and carbs, to get our metabolism, our over 40 metabolism, set to fire up for the rest of the day. Okay, so you guys have heard me talk about nutrition pairing, and I've gotten PMs from many of you saying, Moni, what is this nutrition pairing that you always talk about? And it is so integral. With my clients in the 3M system, this is what we work on in phase 1. 4 weeks, we dive into nutrition pairing. This is not something that can just happen overnight, right? So this is what it is. I want to explain to you guys. Sorry, I have all my stuff popping up here. Nutrition pairing is knowing when and where to combine those macros, those fats, proteins, and carbs to balance fat storage hormones and to have your metabolism fire naturally. Okay? What it isn't, and this is big, what it isn't, it is not calorie counting, macro counting, rotating carbs, weighing food, and I call it food calculus, right? It's just so confusing, and who has time to do it long term? And I will preface it by saying this. It is simple, but it's not easy, as X plus Z plus Y. I did that X, Y, Z, did a little bit backwards. And it is very personal to your health history, your goals, your activity level is a big one. So for example, my client that's doing a dragon boat race, it's for real, and training 3 times a week in the evening is going to be doing different nutrition pairing during the day versus my client that wakes up at 5:30 in the morning and does a Beachbody workout, right? That 20-minute HIIT workout. Or my client that just likes to go for walks every once in a while and hasn't gotten into a real sort of exercise workout routine yet. Okay, so the nutrition pairing for them is going to be different throughout the day, but there is foundational principles that I will share with you. Obviously, that starts with our first meal of the day, and that is breakfast. So here's the action that I want you to do. I want you to focus on high protein, higher healthy fat, okay, and lower carb at breakfast. This is not anti-carb. I am not anti-carb. I am not keto. I'm not anything. I'm real food. But in the morning, we would like to focus on that higher protein. So it can be meat-based. It does not have to be. It can be a vegetarian. You want a higher healthy fat. So your oils, your avocados, great eggs, and even chia seeds have a good portion of healthy fats in them. And you want a lower carb. And this is the reason why. Because over the night, we have actually, if we've done a natural fast and haven't eaten too late in the evening before, we have done a natural fast through the night. And during that night, we restore, rejuvenate, and rid. What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? You pee, right? So in that time, our body's used our glycogen storage, which is our energy stores throughout our body. Okay, so it is depleted in the morning. So if we go in the morning and the first thing that we do is consume a carbohydrate rich or heavy breakfast, your bagel with cream cheese, your overnight oats, for example, and those things digest the quickest, our body's going to go to that for energy right away because we need energy in the morning to get up and moving rather than any stored fat that we have. Okay. So that just, limiting that carb ignites our metabolism to go after things that are in storage because it wants energy quicker. All right. Protein is the fire, the gasoline to your metabolism fire. What sparks everything. We need a good protein source in the morning. Your healthy fats stabilize hormones. Healthy fats have long satiation. They take longer to digest. They keep us fuller for longer. Okay. But they have to be healthy fats. Obviously, stay away from your saturated fats like your bacon and your burgers and all those things. Think healthy fats, your nuts, your nut oil, nut butters, your oils, things like that. Okay. We also want to make sure that we eat between 30 and 40 minutes of waking up. Okay. This is like how I mentioned before. During the nighttime, we've restored, we've rid, and we've repaired. So when we wake up within 30 or 4 minutes, it's sort of that time when our body needs to be re-energized and rehydrated from that fasting and dehydration, natural dehydration during the night. So I love this analogy, you can't drive a car anywhere without gas, right? So don't ask your body to go anywhere without that sort of added fuel to it. And I know that food is more than fuel, but we do need that support in the morning, that nutrients in the morning. Now, I have some clients that do fasting, okay? Because, for example, they work out at 5:30 in the morning and they're not going to get up at 4 or at 4:30 to eat, right? Or a quarter after 5 or whatever the timing works out, I can't even think, to eat before their workout, okay? We fast before the workout. I have clients that fast in the morning, but it pertains to their goals, okay? And fasting does not mean eliminating meals. I'm going to say that again. Fasting does not mean eliminating meals. Fasting is a tool. It is not a diet. All right. So, and for the last point here, thinking about breakfast before. This is more for my, people in a rush in the morning, my grabber and goers, or my people that sort of eat the remnants of their kids' breakfast and that's what they use to start their day. Think about what you will eat in the morning first. So think about the night before or a couple nights before. Maybe it's your smoothie. I'm going to give you some of my favorite examples here in a sec. Maybe it's a smoothie or overnight chia seeds or something that's quick and simple that you can do ahead of time and just have it in the fridge so you can grab and go. But it's very important that we set ourselves up, think about our future selves. So think about your breakfast. All right. Here's a couple of my favorite recipes for you guys that are quick and pretty easy to make because I am not a whiz in the kitchen by any means. Coconut almond porridge. Okay, it's not just for what was his name that had porridge all the time, the Disney character, but this is a great on the go, even put in a mason jar, grab and go at breakfast. Eggs and butternut squash nests, another one, really simple to make. You do not have to spiralize your own butternut squash. You can buy it pre-done if you'd like, but spiralizers are pretty reasonable on Amazon. We use ours all the time. They are great. And if you're very smoothied out, you've had enough smoothings in your life, make it a little thicker and make it a smoothie bowl. These are fantastic. It's pretty much like having pudding for breakfast. Hands up. Okay, so those are the recipes there for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions at all when it comes to those. And then let's dive into number 2, which is big. Number 2 step is do not eat too clean. That clean eating word has been thrown around in the marketplace so much. Eat clean. I'm eating clean. What's clean eating? It's not about healthy eating anymore. It's clean eating, right? So it's gone a little bit overused. I will say that because people have started to really restrict themselves. And what we really need to do is focus on the quality of the real food that we're eating, right? There's going to be some processed foods in our life. That's reality. But making sure the quality of those processed foods and the ingredients and learning, we learn that in a 3M system, how to read labels, what ingredients to look for, what are red flags, keeping it simple. So making sure that we have good quality real food as the mainstay of our diet. That includes meals with protein, enough protein and healthy fats in there as well. The 2 things that we often want to lower, and the carbs. I know a lot of us are carb crazy, or we've just done the low carb thing and it's sort of tainted us against certain healthy foods like fruit. Okay, so there's definitely a balance there. Stop the restriction. I usually say to my clients, my secret to boosting my metabolism is having pizza once a week. No joke. I love pizza. It's a family tradition, have it at night, and usually Friday nights watching movies. And it's about life, because food, yes, it is fuel for our bodies, but it's also cultural. It's also celebration. It's so many things, and depriving that in our lives is kind of boring. Boring. So do not cut out foods, please. Carbs or fats, especially. It's not the answer. Snacks are also only there if you need them. That 3 meals, 2 snacks a day, not in our 40s, please. Snacks are there, and it's based on every day's energy demand. This is you learning to become more in tune with your body, what your body's energy demands need, thinking about your future selves. Again, this is not going to happen overnight per se. You learn these skills. That's what we do in the 3M. But like I said, take step by step by step. I'm focusing, guys, on a healing protocol, not a diet protocol. A healing protocol means food. It means lots of good, amazing, nutritious, tummy, yummy food, okay? So please, please do not think that you need to deprive the calories and everything to lose the fluff, boost your metabolism, get your energy back, all those things, because it's actually the complete opposite. Let's dive into tip number 3. This is sort of in lines. Eat more. What, Moni? Yes. For many women, I'm not going to say everybody under the sun, but many women, I actually get them eating more. So let's say you've been seriously under eating. You're depriving your calories. You're doing like 1,000 or 1,200 calories maybe a day, if you even know that. It could be even less, okay, how much you're restricting and depriving yourself. At first, you might lose weight, but then after a while, your body starts to panic. It's this whole feast and famine thing that we talked about over the Canadian Thanksgiving holiday, right? So when you're not supporting your body with enough calories for fuel, your metabolism actually drops because it's conserving energy. Your brain's saying something's happening here, conserve energy. And we will hold onto that fat for dear life because it's protection. It's protection. So it's an adaptive response. Your body is believing it's in this famine state and wanting to conserve energy. And it's just going to hold on to those fat and calories, right? And it also, when you're doing non-exercise movements, you're burning extra calories during the day, your body becomes more adaptive. It's just going to slow everything down and hold on to that fluff. Okay. It's a protection thing. So what are we going to do to make sure, we're eating enough, but we're not feeling like, oh my gosh, and I'm eating the pantry here because Moni told me to. No. Okay. It's more focusing on the calories in. It goes beyond focusing on calories in and calories out. Okay. It's way more than that. There's way more. There's difference between 400 calories of raisins versus 400 calories of grapes. It's such a difference. And basically they're the same food. Okay. And please do not when I say eat more, do it by snacking. Okay. We want to focus on nutritional density, the density of nutritional value in that food, and the satiation component. How satisfied are we going to be eating it, and how much fuller we're going to feel for longer? That helps with the balance of that cortisol insulin. Okay, it's huge. And remember this, I always say, like, your metabolism's like a car. To get that car revving and going, to create energy, we need quality energy, not just crap energy, quality energy coming into our bodies. Okay, it's just sort of like the quality gas. You're not going to see these race car drivers stopping at the Esso, right, or the Texaco and filling up their cars. They want quality fuel in their bodies. All right, number 4. Okay, and our steps: lean muscle mass. Huge. So this is the reality, guys. As we age, our metabolism actually doesn't decrease. What affects our metabolism is our lifestyle: stress, sleep, how we're eating, our movement. There's so many things that affect our metabolism, and that's why it drops. What does greatly decline as we age greatly is our lean muscle mass. And our lean muscle mass is what helps drive our metabolism as well. Because to create that strong and lean muscle mass takes a lot of energy from our bodies, energy that our metabolism provides. Okay? So when we do this, we have to make sure, obviously, that we're including enough rest and restorative. If you've heard me do my web class, I talk about this in more detail, but it's very important. Yes, we want resistance training in our life. That's how we get lean muscle mass, but we also want to make sure that we have rest and restorative days. Super important in our 40s. Gone are the days of cardio, and go big or go home. Okay, it's really time. This is your action to think about your workouts and work out smarter, not necessarily harder. This does not mean we're decreasing our intensity. Your 8 out of 10 intensity is going to be different from mine and different from your cousin's, but we want to make sure we're working out smarter, not harder. We also want, like I said, to make sure that, that the added stress we're putting on our body doesn't negate the benefits of the workout. I'm going to say that again. We want to make sure that the added stress we're putting on our body doesn't negate the benefits of the workout. Okay, working out smarter, not harder. Resistance through body weight. It could be your kettlebells or dumbbells or TRX bands or anything like that. Just make sure you're not doing it back to back. Again, your body needs time to repair and to heal, to build those lean muscles that we want. And our bodies work hard, right? Energy that our metabolism provides, again, for that repair. We also need the nutritional support and specific nutrition and pairing to support that. Okay. Again, things that we learn over time. Okay. We learn over time, and in the 3M system as well. Oh, you can see my inbox there. All right. Number 5, ditch the willpower. This is when we get a little bit woo-woo, but it is really, really imperative. And I think in my own journey, I tried to muscle through everything. And I've seen clients, hundreds and hundreds of clients, try to muscle their way through energy, through everything. And when something happens and life gets in the way and they're thrown off, they just beat themselves up. And at least I did too, that they just weren't strong enough or just didn't have enough willpower and motivation to get back on track. And that's actually the complete opposite of what's going on. I say it over and over again. If it was as easy as meal plans and workouts, we'd all be walking around in our dream body, right? The mental part of revving our metabolism, fat loss, energy stabilization, reconnecting with our bodies so we feel strong and hot for years and decades to come. It's huge. And it's a mental thing majority of the time. Okay. I'm just telling you flat out. So first off, we need to ditch the ideology of willpower, relying on willpower and not being strong enough to stick to something. You know, if I use the example, if you start out the day saying, today I'm not going to have any chocolate, no chocolate today, I'm not going to have any chocolate. And then after dinner, you're like, oh my God, why did I just have that piece of cake? I don't even remember having that piece of cake. Why did I have that piece of cake? Not your fault. Okay. Physiology, your fat storage hormones, and decision fatigue through the day, right? Our motivation is not the same. Our willpower is not the same from the start of the day as it is to the end of the day. It gets weaker with every decision that we make. Okay, this is why Steve Jobs wore the same outfit every single day. It wasn't that he had poor fashion sense. He did it for a reason, because he's like, I just don't even want to worry about what I have to wear every day. Wear the same thing. Hopefully not the exact same clothes. Hopefully you wash them. But, I'm sure he had it all lined up. His, 7 turtlenecks, 7 jeans, 7 sneakers, every single thing laid out. Okay. So we need to ditch the willpower and start by doing this, making decisions for our future selves. Does this mean another item on your to-do list? Does this mean you have to sit down on Sunday and meal prep for 3 hours? No, it goes in increments and stages, but any little thing that we can do to help think about our future selves, even if it's just the next day's breakfast, helps us make better decisions, right? So I have some examples here. Your outfit, what you're going to get at the grocery store, what are you going to do if a 3 p.m., snack and sugar craving hits, anything. Just at least think about it. You don't necessarily have to write it down. And this is the biggest one. Please do not treat how we eat like a diet, especially a diet that's super restrictive. Okay. We need to take just strategic action, because the diet has to be, what we do has to be flexible in our lives, has to be flexible. Okay. And for it to do that, we just have to think about the next day or the next 3 days of what's coming up. Okay. That's a big one. I have a bonus one for you. This is my B. And I really do think this is imperative for a lot of women. And that is having some type of wingman. And really, I was in the industry for over 25 years, but when I hit 40, I hit a wall and felt 100% completely lost. And I didn't get out of that on my own. Education, mentors, colleagues, talked to everybody under the sun, tried and tweaked until I found a way to get out of it. Now that is obviously the 3M system that I teach women. But, and the 5 tips that you're doing here today are a big, great start, okay? That you can even start doing to even do one at a time and lose some lbs for sure, okay? Some inches. But I really encourage you to find support that fits where you are and where you want to be. It has to match this stage of the game, okay? Because it is different than our 20s and 30s. It 100% is. And I always say, stack your team, right? All the best professional athletes out there have stack coaches behind them. I myself have fellow nutritionists, like chiropractor, osteopath. I don't see them all the time, but they're a part of my little wellness team. When things get a little off kilter, the alignment gets a little bit off, then I definitely, my metabolism alignment, definitely go check back in with them and see them. And the biggest thing I think for a lot of us is having something that we know works in our lives. So when life gets in the way, celebration, sickness, illness, tragedy, whatever it is, we have something that we can fall back on that's not going to overwhelm us and go like, oh my God, how am I going to start that on Monday? And drive us crazy and think that we're going to have to deprive ourselves. We just know there's a natural flow and we just jump right back into it. Okay. So this is the biggest takeaway I will say to you guys. Please do not force your life into a system. The system has to ebb and flow with your life to be long-term. These are great starting. You'll see this in the guide. These are great starting points. These 5 tips that I have given you, these 5 steps, okay? Don't do them all at once. Pick one, try it out, talk to me about it, get it working. Pick 2, try it out, get it working in your life, okay? Don't do all at once, step by step. And naturally, your body will start to create that balance, okay? These are the steps that I teach my private clients 100%, and that's why I'm sharing it here with you, because you raised your hand for the giveaway. All right, so I'm going to wrap that up because I just want this to be quick and easy and actionable. I will follow up with you. I would love to get a PM with you to let me know how you think, what you think about this. Again, was it clear? Did you understand everything? Do you know how to take action tomorrow? Today even, okay? This is about not creating more overwhelm, but keeping it simple in your life and making you make today better than yesterday. All right, I will talk to you guys later and see you on the inside of our group.